Of course I'm going to be playing Callisto Protocol. Here's the Prime Magic. Alright, let's check out this police chase. We've been blessed with a lot of good police chases this month. Is there no sound? This chase was mid. Chat said it was great. I'll take their word for it. We'll see, I guess. Pretty huge dodge there on the officer. Okay, already off-roading. This guy is much more in a panic mode than the last chase we watched. The other guy was ice cold. This guy is frantic. Thanks to the resub Bean, Corbin, Captain, and Tomahawk, and the anonymous gift sub. And resub Chef. And Brina. At least he's got his hazards on. Thanks to resub Korbanski and Colt. And Jesus. Why is he running away? I have no idea. There's no sound yet, so I'm waiting. Hopefully they'll explain what's going on. Does he have his hazards on? I mean, he may be engaged in a high-speed police chase, but that doesn't mean he needs to be disrespectful and not follow standard road etiquette. He's the Prime Cloud in the resub Blang. We supposed to hear audio? No, it just hasn't started yet. I skipped to like 2 minutes and they do put audio in eventually, but right now it's just silence. Oh, the hazards are on because he stole this car. Oh boy, wait, there were... Oh, there's at least 4 people in that vehicle. Holy shit.
So now that CHP unit's going to say, hey, what am I going to do? I'm going to
track this
guy still and alert the law enforcement helicopter and other ground units to hopefully pick up those
the whole clown car
individuals that were passengers inside that vehicle. 3 get out. This is a gore point.
Woo!
710 freeway. This is a freeway that is populated by big rigs and that vehicle here. But
I mean, that is very nice to keep the hazards on.
From the 60 freeway.
I'm pretty sure they stay on because the car was broken into, though, so not their call.
Freeway, start running, and then the car keeps moving. I mean, that's quite something.
I have seen pursuits, yes, in which there were passengers, one, perhaps a couple, that were dropped off, so to speak, and the driver continued on.
Thanks to give sub Colt, and Risa Bellsbury, and Michael, and Schweiker,
on the right shoulder,
and
on surface streets
Attack.
as well. This is this doesn't even appear. This is not a carpool lane. It's just a left shoulder buffer zone, as we call it. You know, that K-wall, that concrete barrier between the northbound side of the 710 and the southbound side of the 710. And this is the southbound side of the 710 freeway here, coming away from the 60. Stop and go traffic busy. He's gonna need.
Oh, he's threading the needle. Whoa!
Box truck. Again, precision driving by this suspect who
that was impressive.
To have stolen that vehicle. At least 4 occupants in this vehicle at one time. 3 got out of the car. We saw it. We watched it live from Skyfox with our Extreme Nav system. And now at least the driver, obviously, in this vehicle. Unknown if there are any other passengers.
Well, so now we have 2 investigations working, right? We have, obviously, law enforcement officers going after the 3 individuals who exited the vehicle right near that off-ramp, probably about a mile back. So now there's the hunt for those 3 suspects.
710 and the 5.
710 and the 5.
I'm surprised they're still on
this is not a carpool lane.
This.
And then of all
haven't
Tuesdays,
got off yet.
We led the newscast with how busy.
Like, you can't escape a chopper here.
This is because we are just hours away from the Thanksgiving holiday as this suspect weaves in and out with those hazards on. You wonder, Rick, if they know that the hazards are on.
Yeah, unclear. All this suspect is trying to do, and so many people ask, why do they run? Why do they go? Because they're still out of custody. Obviously, they're guilty of something. They were lit up. They didn't pull over, and the pursuit was on. South 710 at Washington Boulevard.
Thanks to Prime Tweez and the resub Kid, King Cocos, and Knuckle.
Stretch of the 710 freeway. This is that stretch of the 710 that connects the
No, this isn't live.
Long Beach and LA.
This was a little less than an hour ago.
That comes in and out of those harbors. That's why it's occupied by so many big rig trailers.
Yeah, you know, every Tuesday before Thanksgiving, traffic is usually the lead story with the chopper shot showing all the people on the road. We've never covered it like this before, though. This is a whole different way of covering traffic on
look,
the Tuesday before Thanksgiving,
and
as
you
this
could, yeah.
person weaves in and out of traffic.
If he just turns off his hazards,
Note, I think,
he
is
just goes
because,
ghost.
Those 3 men jumped out of the vehicle.
Shut off the
If
lights.
they've caught up with those
Take out the
guys,
hazards.
That may give
Invisible.
law enforcement a better sense of who is in this vehicle.
Sure, and we don't know if they were
Jesus.
all men. You couldn't necessarily tell that, but regardless of that, that would give them some leads on
look
who
at that.
is behind the wheel.
It is possible also that this was a carjacking and those individuals were being held in the car and they were released from the car.
You're right. That is
an interesting theory.
Alex, into the gore point here, avoiding the traffic. That SUV was on just a few vehicles behind, and now this is the southbound side of the 710 coming away from Washington Boulevard in that buffer zone, that gore point, that narrow area, and he's just trying to get around.
He got clipped.
Every vehicle, trying to avoid law enforcement.
I think he got
There's a
clipped in there.
helicopter up ahead as well, above at a very low altitude, perhaps just a few hundred feet, illuminating the scene here. That vehicle, that smaller sized SUV with its hazards on, now in that left buffer zone on the southbound side of the 710, adjacent to the K-wall. Again, that concrete barrier that divides the north and southbound side of the 710. A dangerous pursuit for these motorists. And Alex and Marla, I always mention, if you ever encounter anything like this, do the best you can. You can't do it here in this type of traffic. Try to pull to the right or to the left. Give law enforcement plenty of space. Make it safe for yourself. Don't try to be a hero.
Well, when we talk about
Don't try. It's not like you're gonna know the situation. You're just gonna think it's some fucking maniac.
We know that law enforcement will back
You just
off
get out of the way,
because
like,
it's just
naturally.
too much of a
I don't think anyone's gonna like try and pit
all
maneuver
the
this
innocent
guy.
drivers out there, especially on this getaway Tuesday. So now it seems that the strategy here for law enforcement is to continue pursuing, but even if they do back off from the ground, they do have that night sun, and so they will continue to track the suspect, but at the very least perhaps give them the indication that they
He must be honking. Oh, he absolutely is. Yeah, he's 100% honking.
And traffic's going to be bad this entire stretch of the 710. There may be areas where it loosens up a little
Thanks,
bit,
Risa,
like
Papa.
right here. But
And
I
Arc
see
Fang.
some more backups, some stop-and-go action coming up ahead. Atlantic Bandini, this is a busy industrial stretch of the Los Angeles Basin adjacent to the LA River. The LA River being on the right or the
Thanks,
west
Risa.
side of this area of the 710 freeway.
Seaweed
southbound,
ball and
heading
honey nut.
towards Cudahy. The next freeway would be the next freeway interchange, which would give an option to this individual being pursued, would be the 105 freeway. After that, the 90.
Oh, is he finally getting off?
Down to the 405, then you get down to the harbor area. As I had mentioned, a very busy area down there in the Long Beach and Los Angeles harbors, where all that cargo comes off those cargo ships from across the Pacific Ocean. Those trailers, big rigs pick that cargo up and make their way north and southbound on the 710 freeway to deliver those goods.
So
Thanks,
you got a
Resub,
mix of a whole lot of
Aragorn.
People on the road right now, people leaving for the holidays, people
No, not
leaving
live.
from work, like a regular day, or for
This was
school, or
26
for
minutes
other
ago or something.
events that they're going to tonight. People going out to do their holiday shopping, potentially, all mixed on our Southern
Pretty tame
California
chase.
freeway.
Yeah, he's
All
just
now,
staying on the freeway
potentially
here,
coming,
the interstate.
You know, face to face with this vehicle that is driving through traffic. It is challenging, Marla, to your point. If you're law enforcement, do you try to weave your vehicle through this like Frogger game that's happening right now with this car going in and out of traffic, or are you potentially putting people in danger in trying to do it? It is remarkable so far, Marla, that we have not seen this car visibly badly damage another vehicle, may have barely clipped one of these vehicles, but given the maneuvers that we've seen so far, it's quite something. That a car
Wow, this guy is just not getting out. He's just staying on the interstate
You
here.
can see the night sun from
He must have a plan.
shining the light there. On
Not a good
it,
plan, but he must have some
noting that
semblance
this
of an
vehicle
idea
has
of what he
its
wants to
hazards
do.
Flashing all the while. It's hard to get a sense of the
Resub Zion.
backlog of law enforcement officers because we can't see what's trailing. So it's hard to see if there are tons of black and whites trailing behind, to Alex's point, how they're going to think about bringing this to an end. Because they strategize, Rick, about maybe we'll do some spike strips ahead. Maybe we'll, obviously it's too dangerous for a pit maneuver, so on and so forth. But I guess the idea would be to get this guy off the busy freeway and onto surface.
Thanks for Prime,
streets,
Camzy.
That's right. 710 southbound, by the way, if you're just tuning in now at Firestone Boulevard, we saw this pursuit on the 10 freeway and make a dramatic transition onto the southbound.
How long
side
is the
of
video?
710.
This one was like 30
State
minutes.
University, Los Angeles, for a time.
So not quite the
driving wrong
marathon
way
like the last
on
one.
Off-ramps, but making their way on the freeway, this suspect did.
But this guy started by going the wrong way down the interstate, then off-roading, and then getting on here.
On-ramp area, picking up the southbound side of the 710, and that's where we pick this up at this point. In fact, here it is. This is the point I was just making. That's an off-ramp.
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah.
That's an off-ramp from the 10
They're showing it.
westbound.
This is how he started the chase.
Even a CHP or law enforcement unit right there, a cruiser, they decided to off-road it there, make its way down the bank, and then get onto a legitimate off-ramp there and make the transition over to the southbound side of the.
So does he just stay here forever? Oh, this is when the 3 other guys got out.
Right there. And now we've picked it up live on
This guy right here is not getting away. I'll tell you right now. Whoever this was is not getting away. They can't run. Look at them try.
1, 2, 3.
Looks like,
Exit.
man.
Right there. And now we've picked it up.
They have
live
no
on the
shot.
Smaller screen there, so you
They
saw
can't
those
even
three
jog.
Suspects get out of the vehicle, then we assume that it's
Ooh,
just
wait.
yeah.
Wait,
live on
like a
the smaller
glove. Look at
screen there.
that.
So you saw those 3 suspects get out of the vehicle, then
God
we
damn.
assume that it's just
was live.
yeah, that was just a tight squeeze there off the onto this on-ramp here. This is what Firestone Boulevard
Firestone
and
Boulevard.
State Route 42, the Southgate, East Los Angeles area. So yes, 3 people got out of the vehicle at one point. We assume that just leaves the driver, but that's an assumption. That's all we can do at this point in time.
And
We do
Ponick
have Dennis
and
Zine
Jarwal.
on the line with
And the
us,
2
who,
gift
of
subs
course,
rose.
is years of experience chasing these bad guys on the streets. Dennis,
No, it's not the
thanks for
same
being
guy
with
as
us.
last
What do
time.
you make of this? And given how busy the roads are now that we are on a service street, nonetheless, what is the best strategy for law enforcement?
Well, the best strategy is to protect the public, and that's what they emphasize, to protect the public at ultimate cost. You don't want to injure the public. You don't want the individual that's being chased to hurt anyone, getting involved in a collision. So jeopardy is of great concern, and they emphasize that over and over on pursuits, is make sure the public's safe. And you have to go into a tracking mode. Go into a tracking mode. You got an air unit overhead. So ultimate concern is for the public safety. They want to apprehend the individual.
Okay.
but-
Interesting.
We're going again wrong way.
And
This
trying to get in the
individual is
right
out
way.
of control.
Oh,
Quite a maneuver.
another close call.
Hold on. I've still got a ton of like phlegm in my throat. I hate that shit. Fucking terrible.
Firestone Boulevard. This is a busy industrial area. Firestone Boulevard, an east and west major thoroughfare off the 710 freeway. And he made his way west on Firestone Boulevard from the 710 freeway. Dangerous moves again, but as you had mentioned, Alex, it's amazing. We haven't seen any major strikes, meaning that suspect has, gingerly skidded between other vehicles, but we have not seen any significant impact yet, thankfully. So hopefully nobody's been injured in this.
Quite a skilled driver that we've seen so far. Dennis, back to you quickly.
Yeah, they haven't hit anything yet. That is pretty impressive.
The challenge of this much traffic, because this is one of the busiest days of the
Thanks to
entire
2 gift subs,
year
Monic.
on the roads,
Modest.
right in the middle of rush hour when this is happening. How does that change what LAPD does?
Well, LAPD, again, is the concern. We'll let the individual flee, let him go, catch him
Thanks to
later, get
Resub
the
Tim.
license plate, et cetera. Go
And
into a
Maiko.
tracking mode. The ultimate concern, we've seen some tragedies occur with these pursuits, is public safety. They don't want some innocent individual getting involved in this situation, so they'll back off when they do. Years past, we never backed off. We would continue with them until we apprehended them. The new philosophy is protect the public and don't let the individual cause damage or injury to an innocent person. As we see what's happening with this, if we had a motor officer may be behind, and I rode motors for a number of years. But the fact is, this particular situation with the traffic, it's very, very dangerous. But police activity is back off if you need to back off. As long as you got a bird overhead, that's what you need
Thanks
to
to
do. Track
Resub
'em.
Rivas.
I mean, it's very dangerous, though, considering that this person has repeatedly driven the wrong way against traffic. and has made some wild moves.
Obviously, they're wanted for some serious charges. They wouldn't be driving in this manner. But the more pursuits we see, the more ridiculous they get. Again, another jeopardy of public safety with the particular situation. They just don't care.
I just don't understand what his fucking plan is.
Having done this for so many years,
All he's doing is just weaving through lanes like this, doing nothing.
More appropriate to back off as the driver's now picking up some speed here.
Like, they're not chasing him, per se.
Have the air unit overhead. They're not going with that air unit.
They're just waiting for him to wear himself out.
Now we see how the individual is acting in a bizarre fashion. I've got 3 people who fled. There'll be units chasing those individuals. Hopefully there'll be multiple air units overhead. But this individual is wanted for something very serious. They're not just a traffic violation. They're wanted for something very serious to drive in this pattern, this behavior pattern, which is extremely dangerous for everyone. But again, the units want to protect public safety.
That's literally a Kia, is it?
At the same time, they don't want
Well, it is a stolen car.
And one more
So
thing,
it probably
guys,
is a
before we
Kia.
let you go, what did you make of that maneuver when 3 people jumped out of the vehicle on the freeway and started running?
Well, obviously they were talking. It's time to split, so let's get out.
Things
and let
recent
the driver
carnage.
Continue. There may just be the driver, may have a passenger or two, but it reminds me of the smash and grabs. This is the kind of situation.
Is this guy fucking stupid? You can't. There's no way you fit in there.
A lot of jewelry.
Are you fucking dumb?
And this may be I don't know what the pursuit is for, but it may be. Well, they say it's a stolen car, but it might be more than a stolen car because this kind of driving.
His heart rate must be so high right now. He's debating getting out.
All right, Dennis Zine, thank you so much for your insights.
welcome.
And I just want to correct the record. I was saying LAPD. This is right now being led by the Sheriff's Department, the LA County Sheriff's Department taking the lead on this pursuit. Been tough for us to tell because we haven't seen any of the.
He really wants to go for it.
Behind this vehicle for some time now, Marla.
But Alex, to your point, though, when we're on the, and Rick, you can back me up or not on this, when they're on the highway, that's California Highway Patrol, and then now we're on the surface streets. So
Oh, he's going for it.
The Sheriff's Department then picks it back up. It's sort of a ping pong.
It's all hands on deck. Whatever law enforcement is around, now that we are in the Southgate area on the westbound side of Firestone Boulevard, having exited the southbound side of the 710, it appeared to me that there was some siege
There he goes.
some time, but there's a large area of the Los Angeles basin and the greater Los Angeles area that the policing comes from the Sheriff's Department, making a right, which would make it mostly a northbound turn there off of Firestone Boulevard onto Otis Street, now picking up speed. We saw that backup, Alex and Marla, on the southbound side of the 710 freeway against traffic again there.
Uh-oh, against the grain.
Southbound lanes. He saw that backup and didn't want any part of it, so exited the southbound side of the 710 at Firestone Boulevard, then onto Otis Street, now making a left-hand turn, which is a westbound turn onto Independence Avenue, a busy mixed area as I look at my real.
I recently, while driving to the warehouse, had not to this extent. There was some asshole behind me, and one of the roads I was going down had a lot of speed bumps. This fucking dude sped around me going the wrong way, came back and blasted one of the speed bumps in front of me. I thought I was about to watch him take off into space. It's fucking amazing.
That's right.
By law enforcement because they are keeping track. It's hard to keep track, though, when there are so many infractions.
The most recent pursuit that, with all my years flying up in Skyfox and covering these pursuits, about 20 years, the one that we saw with the multiple stolen vehicles, that one was definitely one where that driver already a
Bali,
a number of
Mega Penguin, Crombus, Spoonerism,
there. So
Gummy, and the Prime
right.
Deco.
Running a red light, they can knock that down. They can add up as much as they can to push the charges to hopefully keep these guys out of jail, because we heard so much, especially during COVID, that there's they catch them, they put them in jail, and they're released on the same day or night.
Yep.
And we just don't want that. Okay, foot bail.
Oh, shit!
Oh, with the car
drivers going on the corner of Elizabeth and Liberty here.
We lost the night sun.
Not well illuminated.
Where's our night sun light? There it is.
On the run. Now this is where it gets dangerous again. There was no need to actually exit the vehicle
there.
But this is the situation we saw with that pursuit. Going to a home, perhaps, and having an altercation with the homeowners, the people residing in that unit.
Whoever is manning that light is doing a terrible job. Holy shit.
Have to assume that they are.
They have to be working with the guy. That is some of the worst light work I've ever seen.
Or not. or if this was just randomly the place where they chose to foot bail. We understand that the vehicle itself kept moving and crashed into a tree. So there was nobody else apparently in that
Thankfully.
vehicle.
Good.
And now this suspect, and if you know anybody that lives in this area, please give them a call, give them a heads up.
Doors
Keep
and
their
windows
doors
locked.
Oh, I have no clue where they've gone now.
very dangerous. We saw
They were so
during
slow
that
with the
pursuit
light.
recently that Rick was mentioning a similar situation to this, where the suspect got into a home, stole car
There's a
keys,
tier 1 DJ.
grabbed another vehicle, and got away. So we hope that a similar situation doesn't happen here. We also don't know, Rick, is this suspect armed?
That's right. You see a lot of activity in that home there on the far left side of your screen. Law enforcement has to assume they are, but if you live anywhere near, again, we will reiterate this, Elizabeth and Liberty, stay inside, doors and windows locked. Keep your phone on and call 911 if you see anything on your property there. But a lot of areas to hide. The night sun is on this area.
Camera work wasn't like the other one. Nah, this was so much worse.
Suspect. Some movement
They were
there
so
in the
slow
back
with
of
the
that,
light, too.
House with the windows on. We just saw that. Unclear if that's related to that suspect on the run. 4 people inside. It appears that they were all males. 4 males inside that stolen vehicle. That's why they were pursuing this individual. Unclear what happened with that incident, how it really started. If they were just going to try to do a traffic stop, they ran the plates. That vehicle came back as stolen, and the pursuit was on.
It looks like they're not going to catch him.
4 males that we just saw.
We know.
And human nature all are. So
The
when
spotlight guy literally cost him everything he threw.
See the stolen vehicle. We haven't ascertained that yet, but they could be on it as well. I know that CHP was on it for a time, but you can see they're setting up that perimeter. We use that term a lot. There's the law enforcement helicopter there crossing our screen. We talk about perimeters with wildfire, setting that line, that circle around the danger zone. And that's what they're doing in this neighborhood, setting up units in and around the neighborhood, trying to seal off that area so that that suspect can't leave that area and they can contain that individual.
Man, that light guy really fucking trolled. He took so long. Like, he took so incredibly long. Yeah, I mean, this guy's just gone now. This just happened an hour ago, though, so I do wonder if they're going to catch him or if he gets away. The last guy zoomed in on a weed whacker that fell out of a speeding truck. Oh yeah, that guy was a champ. The camera work from the last chase was leagues better than this. This was amateurish. They did a horrible job. Thanks, resub Toast and the Prime Sensei. The Bits Wallop you. Camera was fine, it was the spotlight. Yeah, true. I guess that's 2 separate jobs there. The camera work was fine overall, I agree. But the spotlight was despicable, disgraceful, even. What about the other 3 guys? Surely one of them was caught? Oh, I have no doubt. At least one of them was caught. They were so slow. One of them couldn't even jog.